Welcome everyone, Komakala here. Today I'm going to give you a brief tutorial on how to use the salvage matrix in Defiance. I'm going to be doing sort of an intro, so for those of you who are fairly familiar with it, this video is probably not for you. I'm also probably going to be going into a lot more detail than some people care as far as like what minimum levels are required, what types of currency, etc., etc. I will include an annotation that will allow you to skip ahead to where I'm actually adding the mod slots to the weapons, and you can see that process if you prefer. Anyways, I'm going to explain. The salvage matrix is used to break down, add mod slots, and even add or remove mods from weapons. Before we begin, there's actually a few requirements that you need to meet before you can actually use the salvage matrix. The first requirement is that you would need to be at least ego rating 100 to begin adding mod slots. At ego rating 80, you can remove mods from weapons, but you cannot add new slots to an existing weapon. Second, and possibly the most important of these requirements, is that you need to have the correct currency. As if we look here at stats, you'll see that I have something called Ark Salvage. This is the primary currency that we're going to be using for modding weapons. Thirdly, you're also going to need mods. This kind of is a no-brainer, but some people may not know how to actually acquire mods. There's a variety of methods. Some of them can be found via drops, side quests, side missions. They give you a lot of mods, though usually it tends to be mods that you're not really interested in. You can also purchase common mods from a vendor, and the closest vendor to the starting area is here in Iron Demon Ranch. Let's see, I can't see my keyboard. Pull up the map. Here's where you start, and Iron Demon Ranch is right here. You'll see there's actually a mod merchant right here. So that's where it's located on the map. Finally, and also this is another very important thing, the weapon that you want to modify cannot be in any of your loadouts. You can see loadouts here, loadouts 1, loadouts 2. I do not have any of the weapons or items that I will be manipulating in my loadouts at this time. If you do try to modify a weapon that appears in your loadout, go to Salvage Matrix. I have this equipped. Actually, it'll I can attach mods because it has a available mod slot. But normally, if there's nothing else that you can do, it will say no options available right here, and you can't do anything to the weapon. Now, some of you may be wondering how you get this currency, the Ark Salvage. You get a little bit of it, essentially doing anything and everything. You kill an enemy, they have a chance to drop it. You participate in an Arkfall event, you have a chance to get some at the end. Especially if you complete it on time, you'll have a chance to get more as a bonus. But probably one of the more reliable and easy ways to acquire Ark Salvage is by actually breaking down weapons that you don't need anymore, and you can turn them into Ark Salvage that you can use. Let's see. I had a range written down. Okay, for white items, you can get roughly 250 salvage. For green items, you get roughly 500. For blue items, you get 750. Purple is 1,000, and for orange or the legendary items, you get about 1,250 salvage for breaking down that one weapon. Now, I don't know if this actually scales with your ego level or if it scales based on the amount of salvage that you have. I'm not sure. These are the numbers that I've discovered, but I'm only ego rating 122, so I'm not very far into the game. I'm going to show you the inventory so you get a basic idea of the weapons and how they work. As you see, you have a little icon here to the left. Some of them actually have little additional icons in the bottom corner. This is an elemental type damage. Nothing that we're really concerned about right now. Mostly what we want to focus on is this white text. This is the required ego level to equip and use this weapon. These three hyphens, that means that this weapon doesn't have a level requirement. This means that it requires 112, etc., etc. Fairly easy. Now, what makes this area in particular important is directly underneath it, there's either going to be a blank space like there is here, or you're going to find a space like this where you have some dashes, hyphens, and some rectangles in light blue. The rectangles represent that there is an open mod slot on that weapon. The hyphens show that there is a potential mod slot. You actually have to add a mod slot to that weapon in order to be able to place a mod there, but it does have that potential. Earlier I was under the impression that if it was blank it meant that you cannot add mods to it, or rather mod slots. I was mistaken, and I'll show that in a little bit. But right here, some of you may recognize this pistol. It's one of the pistols that you get early on in the game. Fairly useless compared to some of the newer weapons I've been using. So I'm going to actually break it down and show you how that works in the salvage matrix. So right here is the salvage matrix button. I'm going to go to select an object to modify. Here's the pistol. You can either double click it or click once, click select, and you see that we have multiple options. This does not have any mod slots on it. If I wanted to, I could add mod slots to it, but I really want the resources from it. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to break it down to resources, double click. It shows the time. It's going to take 0 seconds, 0 hours, 0 minutes, 0 seconds. And the results are that I will get 500 of the Ark Salvage. Click Start Action. Are you sure you want to destroy? Yes. There you go. I have now increased my Ark Salvage. Now, moving on to a weapon that I actually do want to modify. I have an assault rifle that I've been using for a while. Let's see if I can find it. It's this one right here. It's got some decent damage. The magazine's a little bit small, and so I find myself reloading a lot. So I'm going to see if maybe I can add some mod slots to this and actually get this weapon to where I'd like it to be. Now you'll notice it doesn't have any mod slots built in, but I can go here to add mod slots, and you see over here it tells you what's required. When a weapon doesn't have any mod slots yet, you can add one mod slot for free. It's completely random which mod slot it gives. You may get a stock, a barrel, a magazine, or a sight. You never know which one. It's completely random, but it does take 10 minutes for it to run through this process. So I'm going to go ahead and get this started. Select it. This just shows what the weapon's worth. I originally thought that it costs script to do this. It doesn't. We're going to go ahead and start the action. Yes, I want to upgrade it. And it starts counting down. Now at low levels you only have one Q slot, which means that you can only modify one weapon at a time. As you level up in ego rating, you actually unlock more Q slots so you can modify multiple weapons at the same time. I don't know for sure, but I believe that you cannot modify the same weapon in multiple Qs. I may be wrong on that. I have not had the time to test it. It will be something I test post-launch. Now, while we wait for this to go on, I'm going to actually browse the mod shop. Give me a few moments to move something out of my way. And we will exit this menu. Right here is the mod shop. Let's see what mods I can find. Again, like I told you, you can tell what slot these mods fit in based on where the rectangle is in these four. Far left we have the stock, then we have the barrel, magazine, and then we have the sight or the scope. So these are barrels, and yeah, I'm planning on actually upgrading my assault rifle with all four slots if I can. So let's look for something. I've already gone through here before, and I know that the Power Bore 1 is attachable to assault rifles, SMGs, and LMGs. If it's a barrel slot, the aim damage is increased by 3%, hip fire damage is increased by 3%, and to me it looked like it was one of the better common mods that you can purchase. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. Yes. We'll scroll down. You see we still have that rectangle there. I'm going to scroll down until I see the rectangle move over, which it does right here. Now, I can't remember which magazine I wanted. I think it was fast action reload. This increases your reload speed by 5%. I wanted a high capacity magazine, a larger magazine. 5% reload is nice, but having to reload every 3 clicks or every 5 clicks, still you have to reload a lot. So increasing the number of bullets that I carry in each magazine, I think this is preferable. Go ahead and purchase it. We will scroll down to the next, which is going to be sights. Let's see, where is it? Again, I had found a sight that I thought looked pretty good. See if I can find it. No. Yeah. Here, I think this is it, the tactical sight. Yeah, that's the tactical scope. That's the one that I wanted to get. Most of these... Well, wait. Let's see. Commando scope increases aim accuracy. Aim accuracy. So they all do essentially the same thing. I don't know if the scopes have different looks when you actually zoom in or not, but this is the one that I thought looked interesting. I've never used it before. We'll just see what it looks like. And lastly, we get to the stocks. I don't know why they're out of order, but it's fine. This increases melee damage. What I'm really looking for is this one, actually. I'm surprised I found it so quick. Bloom, in case you don't know, bloom is the actual spread of the bullets. When you're firing a gun on full auto, the recoil causes your bullets to actually spray in a wider and wider pattern. Bloom is how wide that pattern is. Recoil is just how much the bullet or the muzzle of the gun lifts as you continuously fire or after every shot. So what this actually does is it reduces bloom and recoil by 5%. And I think that's a pretty good amount. So I'm going to go ahead and purchase this, and I believe that is all 4 mods. Let's check it out. We have a barrel, a magazine, a sight, and a stock. So I'm going to go ahead and cut here. I'm going to finish upgrading my weapon. Let's check out where that is. Salvage matrix. Yeah, I have about 4 minutes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut. I'm going to come back after I have all 4 mod slots slotted and ready to go. And then I'm going to show you how to actually place mods inside the slots. Thank you. I'll see you in a few moments. I'm getting ready to add another mod slot. I just wanted to show you, once you have a mod slot, or have started putting mod slots in a weapon, it starts costing the Ark Salvage. As you can see right here, it's going to cost 1,740 salvage to add another slot. So I'm going to go ahead and get that started. And again, 10 minutes. And we're back. So as you can see, I have all 4 mod slots available in this weapon. One thing I wasn't counting on, rather I didn't know, is that every time you add a new mod slot to a weapon, the cost of the salvage increases. The second time doubled, the third time it jumped up to 5,540, I think, something in that neighborhood. So it almost increased by about 1,700 each time. Anyways, before I actually drop mods into this gun, I am going to equip it. A little confused with what I'm doing. And I just want to show you what it looks like right now. Do view. That's what the gun looks like. That's without any mods. Aim down sights. This is what I get. Now we're going to actually jump into the salvage matrix and attach all of the mods that I have purchased. So for a stock, we have this recoil reduction, power bore, whoops, high capacity magazine, and tactical scope. As you can see, you can add all 4 mods at one time. Doesn't cost anything. And we're taking a look at some of the changes. My magazine size has gone up by 30%. Bloom has been decreased by 0.02, which I believe is actually 5%. So we're going to go ahead and start action. Mods attached. Let's look at this weapon again. View. Pretty beastly gun if you ask me. I like it. Let's see. Yeah, it added a scope. Let's see how the accuracy is.
Human and Votan's incoming. Looks like the raiders found us.
Alright, had a little bit of assistance here, but that's cool. It did give me a chance to kind of check out the weapon, see what it looks like. I'm really pleased with what turned out from this weapon modification. Anyways, thank you all for watching. I hope this has helped you figure out how the salvage matrix works, how it can be utilized. Seeing as how this is beta footage, some of this, maybe even a lot of this, may change by the time that launch comes around. If that's the case, I will update the videos. But for now, I'm going to leave it as is. Thank you for watching. Any questions, feel free to leave a comment. I'll see you later.